Hello, my name is Jonathan and I'm a content designer on Chile. Today we're going to be talking about Argentina and Chile for the upcoming country pack Trial of Allegiance. Chile was established as a Spanish colony in 1540 and ultimately gained their independence from them in 1818 when Bernardo O'Higgins led them to victory against the Spanish Empire. Chile participated in the occupation of Araucania against the Mapuche people as well as the Kingdom of Araucania Patagonia during the 19th century. They also fought in the War of the Pacific against Bolivia and Peru, in which they were outnumbered, but ultimately they won against those countries and gained a lot of territory in the process. The Great Depression ultimately hit Chile very hard, even the hardest of any country in South America, because 90% of their economy was based on export of nitrates and copper to the United States. There are 6 main branches in the Chilean focus tree. First, you have the historical branch, where you can follow President Arturo Alessandri and his democratic principles, attempting to repair the economy and repel the fascist coup attempts taking place in the country. The democratic focus tree starts with you having Arturo Alessandri in power and being able to do focuses that you can only do while he is still there. When 1938, however, rolls around, you will have an election where you get to choose a new president, and thus you unlock the next parts of the focus tree. In terms of alternate history, you can start with the communist sub-branch, which shares a lot of its branches with the democratic tree. In this communist sub-branch, you can choose between either aligning with the Soviet Union or supporting the international workers' movement, and ultimately spreading communism throughout South America, taking on the US at the same time. After the communist sub-branch, we have the fascist branch for the Chilean focus tree, where you can take control of the Nazista movement and ensure that they have a successful coup d'etat. In the fascist branch, you will have the option of either aligning with the Axis and supporting the German Operation Bolivar, or uniting the Hispanic peoples through either conquest or diplomacy. Then there is the Mapuche path for Chile, where General Ibáñez will coup the government and instate a one-party rule. Once he is in charge, the Mapuche movements will start organizing and uniting in order to finally overthrow the Chilean government. Once a proper Mapuche state has been established, you will attempt to recover Puelmapu from Argentina and finally declare a crusade against imperialism and liberate Amerindian people from imperialist oppression. And finally, for political branches, we have the Araucanian monarchy branch, which starts the same as the Mapuche branch, with General Ibáñez performing his coup d'etat. In this branch, General Ibáñez will perform unpopular measures in order to solve the economic issues, ultimately leading into a civil war. Once in this civil war, a mysterious Frenchman by the name of Jacques-Antoine Bernard will offer his aid in exchange for being crowned monarch of the nation. This monarch will then attempt to re-establish the old Kingdom of Araucania and Patagonia and attempt to incorporate the country into the general Francophone sphere. After this, Antoine will go and proclaim himself the Napoleon Bonaparte of South America, attempting to conquer and place his generals in charge of other countries. He has to be careful though, because Ibáñez's loyal soldiers may attempt to oust him and replace him with their own king.
Hello, my name is Gareth, or as some of you may know me, Mordred Viking. I'm here on behalf of Ailey to tell you a wee bit, about Argentina. Argentina, known for its tango and its football, became a federal republic in 1853, and we're going to take a little bit of time to tell you a little bit more about this nation in Hearts of Iron 4. Once Argentina had got their independence from the Spanish Empire, there was a long civil war, and then after that there was a wave of immigration from Europe, which also resulted in a great deal of industrialization in the country. The infamous decade followed in the 1930s, which saw a great deal of government corruption, fraud, and big societal changes. In 1943, a military coup led by Arturo Rawson ended the government of Ramon Castillo, prompting Argentina to weigh their options in World War II. So in Hearts of Iron 4, we have prepared 4 different branches: the historical branch, the democratic branch, the fascist branch, and the communist branch. The historical path follows the rise and the fall of the Concordancia, facing challenges and deciding whether to join the Allies or stay neutral. The fascist path explores ties with the nationalists, choosing between the Axis powers or a nationalist Argentinian state. The democratic path focuses on clean elections, industrial and social development, and joining the Allies or becoming a democratic bastion within South America. The communist path involves a revolution, seizing the means of production, choosing leaders, and expanding communist influence within South America. For the historical or the unaligned path, witness the rise and possible fall of the Concordancia, address economic issues, and face military unrest. Decide to stay neutral or join the Allies, engage in foreign policy, and counter the fascist wave in Europe. For the fascist path, explore an alternative scenario where you align yourself with the nationalists and support either Germany or Italy. Subjugate your neighbours, retake the Falkland Islands, or go after your old enemy in Brazil for the Second Cisplatin War. For the democratic path, force a clean election, elect Marcelo de Oliveira, and develop Argentina both industrially and socially. Collaborate with the US or with Britain, join the Allies, and then eradicate fascism and communism in South America. And for the communists, spark a revolution with Rodolfo Gioldi and seize the means of production, comrades. Choose between leaders Rodolfo or Fanny Edelman. Aim to pull South America under communist influence, or consider the anarcho-syndicalists. Thanks everyone for watching, hope you've enjoyed this. Remember to pre-order Trial of Allegiance, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have any comments for us, let us know in the section below. We good? Oh, we are adding him. Well, we're adding Perron.